Hello patrons, YouTube supporters and those people who'd rather watch ripped versions on Discord than pay 60p a month. This is my first face-to-face video, hope it's not too disappointing. So I'm going to go through the stuff we got at Gen Con, but first of all I think it's probably prudent to show you what arrived while I was away. So Arc Dream sent me The Good Life. It's a bit out of focus I know, but this is, if you look at the cover, I think it's the dog's head in the box, isn't it? I don't know. But anyway, that's by John Scott Tynes. And there'll be a review of that coming soonish. The second thing I've been sent is God's Eye for the God's Teeth series. This is a scenario set in the long years section of the campaign. I've spoken to Arc Dream and I've said whenever you release them, send me a copy and then I can insert them in the video series as they're released, so when you watch it as a full thing it makes more sense. So that'll be the next part of God's Teeth that I'm doing before I go on to Red Thoughts. So Gen Con, no one wants to see that. Ben Milton came to our house during Gen Con and signed my copy of Knave. Right there. That's the next review that's coming, Knave. I do apologise if it's going out of focus, but it's the first time I've done this. Another thing I picked up was that blurry mess that is Cthulhu by Gaslight. It's not coming out until December, but they had pre-release copies there. And Lower Community did a nice elder sign for me, and Mike Mason signed it. Keep out of the cellar. I don't have a cellar. The Balkan Dogs. The Gen Con programme. Okay. Yes, I will go back to the Player's Handbook in a bit, because I know some people want to see it. Me and Keith and Scott from the Titterpigs podcast, we all went to the Wizards of the Coast kind of unveiling of D&D 5th edition part 2, and they gave us a goodie bag of stuff. It had that, which is a dice tray. Yeah. It had this, which is a, you know, no expense spared. It's a metal cup with a thing for keeping it warm. We got a little kind of leatherette notepad, which is horribly reflective due to the daylight outside. And this, for some reason, Puncheons and Flagons, which is a cocktail recipe book based on D&D. If you like that sort of thing, it's great. While I was there, I went in 2022 with the idea of meeting Jolly Blackburn from Kenza, because I've been collecting Night at the Dinner Table, the comic, since issue 12, and I have every issue, and that's issue 1, 2 and 3, the actual originals, not the reprints. When I was there in 2022, Dave Kenza signed them, but this year Jolly was there and Jolly signed them. You can't really tell, but it's there. And Jolly signed them, and also the Night at the Dinner Table special, which is really hard to get hold of, Last Man Standing. And according to Jolly, he's only ever seen 3 of them in all the years he's been doing Gen Con. So, humble brag. While I was there, I went to the Enies. If you don't know what the Enies are, they're the industry awards, kind of. And Eat the Reich won some. And it's quite garish and weird, but it looks more like comic inside, to be honest. I mean, you know, it's a very comic book arty kind of thing. So that'll be a review coming up soon now. I want to strike while iron's hot. Someone else who won, other than my pal Alex Gillot, was Cat Clay. with the Well of All Fear, and they had copies of it there, so I bought one to support Cat, and I have it on good authority that it's very good. While I was there, I bought myself a Cthulhu for President's baseball cap. Yeah, probably sell it. And we also got a set of official D&D sunglasses, and that I look like an American YouTuber. Yeah, I do look stupid. Another thing I picked up while I was there was the Arkham Horror role-playing game. I think it was like $37, but it's hefty, and it's got a nifty little thing. When you open the box, I mean, that was a free thing you got with it when you bought it, but when you open the box, see how the inside of the lid is curved, so you can get the stuff out rather than tip it out. Small things, eh? Another thing that we were given was a D&D tote bag, but this is a zip-up one. It's got to be a slightly better quality one. No Warlord in there. Okay, I know this is what you want to look at. The Player's Handbook. I think this version is a Gen Con special thing, because the 50s in gold, apparently that means it's like a Gen Con special. Yeah, I mean, yes, it's D&D. I mean, just like what's it? So I had to set this up again. I'm sorry if it's a bit wonky, but there were a few things I forgot to add. I also got a copy of this. I don't know why it's not going to focus. Bridgetown, which apparently is about all the goblins that live on a bridge. This one-shot wonders. So it's a load of one-shot wonders. This one was for DCC. The author actually recognised my voice and gave me a copy. I'm going to have a look at it. Okay, so Shadowdark. So I was there at the Enies when it won. Now previously, I had my friend Lee bought it, well, back to Kickstarter, and he asked me to take it with him to get Kelsey Dion to autograph it. So I found the Shadowdark store. It was tiny, as was Kelsey Dion. She's tiny, and she was happy to autograph it to my friend Lee. So people probably aren't aware, for the podcast, if you haven't listened to it yet, you should give it a listen. Bud and Griff's Game and Creep Show. We tried to get Kelsey on to the podcast because we thought it fitted in. You know, it's a dark fantasy-esque game. So we went through the Arcane library website to ask if she could, and we got told, oh, she's very busy, come back in a year. Now, having been on Questing Beasts channel, he has a Discord just for people that's on it, and Kelsey's on it. And in the back of Shadowdark, it thanks the actual Discord for all the help they gave during the creation of it. So I went up and I spoke to her, and when she saw my name on my tag, she recognised who I was. So I mentioned the podcast thing, and she was mortified. She said the guy who looks after her email for her is a bit aggressive with his mail. So I said, well, will you come on the podcast? She went, of course I will. So she's going to come on the podcast. And so I went to buy a copy, and she said, please have one. I said, are you sure? She said, please, you can have a copy. And so she autographed for me. So I have my own copy of Shadowdark now, which is handy because I'm actually playing it. And I think that's it. Hope it wasn't too disappointing.